And hello, everybody, and welcome back to another Meet the Wildcats session. It's unbelievable but true. We are now just one more show away from opening day. Next show will be our last preseason show, and after the season starts, the intent is to go every Monday night. Monday is an off day for the players, hopefully this season, and we will give you an update on the week that has transpired and all of that kind of thing. It looks like we've got a few viewers out there, so if you have any comments or questions, just go ahead and type them in and send them in the chat, whether you're working on YouTube or Facebook, either one. So here's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to talk a little bit about streaming, then we're going to do a little bit about practice, talk about what we have coming up yet, and then also talk about some other things real quick. Hey, you got one thumbs up out there. I don't know who that was, but thank you. So let's start talking about practices. We're in the gym. We're trying to make things as realistic as possible. So here we go. This is just a little bit of video of what we've been doing in the last couple of weeks. Just So with that Fungo Man, it allows us to do a lot of things. You'll see another clip here in a second where we're using it to do pitchers fielding practice, or PFPs as we like to call them. We can actually do a lot in the field house. With that, we can control how high the ball goes. Therefore, we're not worried about hitting lights, hitting anything else. Gave them a chance, the outfielders a chance to work on going back on the ball, finding the wall, and then making the play. They did really well with that. So here's just another little video clip from last night on what we did, just some of the fielding and practice stuff that we did. Everybody get around. Good job. Yeah, so you can see we can get some full-length infield done while we're inside. Outfielders can throw almost full length. They go from one side of the field house to the other. What I'd like to do now is just bring in Jack and explain a little bit about the PFPs and what he's got going with the pitchers.
Yeah. So right now with the pitchers, we're trying to get them game ready. So really, we only have four live outings left. So that's two per guy. So we're really trying to take advantage of that time and get these guys ready for Florida. PFPs right now. So we've kind of slowly introduced PFPs and picks stuff like that. We've introduced picks with their throwing just about every other day. PFPs can be a little bit tough to do inside. So yesterday we kind of marked out a good base path so that we could kind of have an accurate idea of what we're doing with throwing distance and everything like that. Went really well. Looking forward to doing that again. High energy last night with these guys. So guys were bouncing around in that video, as you can see, having fun with it. So
Yeah, last night I was really I was pleasantly surprised on the amount of communication that was going on between the pitchers and the infielders when we're doing PFPs, which is really a good thing.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. Everybody seemed to kind of be on the same page with what we wanted and what they needed. So it was good to see. Good start to that.
Yeah, let's see if we can. Oops, sorry. Let's see if we can carry that on in tonight and do that. So we do go live. You said 2 more times, which is, I don't know if anybody's seen it, but we've broadcast those also. Don't know how that's going to work in the spring. That's strictly a setup that I've created, but I think it's pretty good. So Jack, what I'm going to do is I'm just talk that a little bit if you don't mind. All right, so we are planning on streaming games. You've seen the setup that we have. I'd like some comments about that. If anybody's got any questions or something that they'd like to see, I kind of think it's a pretty good thing. What happens is we automatically score and it goes on the live. What I will be telling the players is that they'll need to input numbers, phone numbers, for whoever they want to be able to watch the clips. Because what will happen is, say, Jarrett, who's going to be on our show today, say he comes up to bat, there'll be a text message going, hey, Jarrett up to bat. Or if, say, he catches a fly ball, there'll be a text message that comes out that says, hey, Jarrett just caught a fly ball. So then you can go watch the live, back it up a little bit if you need to. And I think that's a really good thing. It hopefully, because not everybody can sit there and watch a 2-hour game, especially if you're at work, right? But it might help some people be able to watch their son or their grandson or nephew, whatever it is. So that's one thing I want to talk about. The other thing is, as Jack talked about, we're doing live pitching and live hitting. And I really want to thank Kelly McNary, who's been out there almost every time. Kelly is a local umpire, and he is helping us out. He's getting his work in too, right? He's getting his prep work in, and he's doing a great job because he's calling balls and strikes. He's appraising us of the new rules that are in effect as far as the timing issues in the NJCAA. A batter basically has 10 seconds to get back in the box to be ready to hit. If you're longer than 10 seconds, then you will get a ball called on you. The NCAA has similar rules, and there were some games that were actually affected by those rules. It's going to take a while for everybody to get used to them. Other thing I was going to say is we're 14 wake-ups. 14 wake-ups from taking off and going down to Florida. Well, initially Iowa. So it's getting real. It's getting real, and it's getting fast. Next week is going to be a little tough because they have some things going on, the regional high school basketball tournament, and then possibly the regional for our conference for basketball also. Other than that, only other one thing I wanted to say is the uniform pants gray uniform pants came in today. Again, those were a part of a donation. Looking at our hats, our pants, and our shirts that we're getting, and we actually have about 10 different uniform combinations. So hopefully during the day we'll get those right. We'll all show up with the right thing. So here we go. Josh, really enjoyed watching the live pitching and hitting. Yeah, I can't wait either. It's going to be fun. Hopefully the setup that we have will work in Florida. It's going to be cell phone based. What we're using right now is based on the internet in the gym. But the goal is everybody should be able to see whoever's important to them playing. So hopefully that will be the case. Appreciate it, Josh. Thanks for the comments. All right, so now what I want to do is I want to bring in starting right fielder. He's from North Dakota. Had a little bit of a tough time getting here yesterday because of the weather. So, Coulter, how's it going? I'm sorry. Messed that one up. Jarrett, how's it going?
No, it's going pretty good.
Yeah, I said Coulter because 3 guys got stranded last night, and Coulter was one of them, and I was thinking about the catcher just a second ago. But you're the right fielder, right? So tell me a little bit about that experience last night. What was that all about?
So I left trying to get back to Wapaton. High winds was High wind was just pushing too much snow around and made visibility really hard, so wasn't able to make it, and I had to backtrack back to Bismarck.
Yeah, and then you did the absolute right thing in that you texted me and called me and said, "Hey, I'm having problems," and we just said, "Hey, it's not worth risking your life to get back for a practice or a game or anything with baseball related, right?" So thank you for that call. That made it easy for us because we didn't have to worry about you, which is awesome. So tell us a little bit about your experience here so far. Classes, what have classes been like for you?
Um, Classes have been pretty good for me. Say I'm in electrical. I have a few lab classes, so it makes it really fun, and we have some hands-on activities to do. And then we also have um, some other work with computers and other things that we'll be able to have to know for the future.
Yeah, so as a part of the trades, there's a lot of hands-on here, right?
Yeah.
So it's good. You're getting a good education. It's just not theoretical. There's actual hands-on that's going, which I think is awesome. So let me ask you a couple questions here. What do you think of practice so far and how it's been going?
I think practices have been going really good. Those clips you showed with the Fungo Man, I think that has really helped us a lot, especially making things more game-like, especially with the wall. I think that was a really good day. And implementing the live hitting so we can see live pitching, I think also helped a lot.
Yeah, it's hard because we're inside and it gets a little bit difficult to make something up every day and to do things that way. But yeah, I've really enjoyed the energy of the outfielders so far. So tell us a little bit about what's a normal day for you as a college athlete?
A normal day for me, got to be up for my 8 o'clock class. Um, this semester I'm done with my classes at 1, so I have a lot of free time on my hands. Um,
Is that a good or bad thing?
a little bit of both because I have other time to hang out with buddies and catch up on homework if I need to. And then, of course, we have our lifts in practice that make up most of my afternoon.
Yeah, and that's going to be a little bit more difficult as we get into the season because what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to balance, Saturdays and Sundays are going to be gone, and then we play on Wednesdays. So you're really going to have to use that time wisely to ensure that, you stay caught up.
Yeah, I'm just glad I have a lot of free time this semester because having all that time is going to help me a lot with my schoolwork.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. If you use your time well, right? If you're playing Fortnite the whole time, that won't do much for you. But if you're using your time well, so what I'm going to do is bring Jack in, and Jack can ask you a few questions here. All right, Jack, what you got for us?
All right, so I know I asked this question last week, but it's leading into something. What's your favorite meal of the day?
Um, I would just have like breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or like an actual
Yeah,
like
breakfast,
from
lunch, or
the
dinner.
cafeteria. Mine's probably lunch.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
What's your favorite lunch at the caf?
My favorite so far would probably have to be some chicken nuggets and mac and cheese.
Yeah, I like that. That's a pretty simple order. What's your favorite breakfast? Do you eat breakfast at the cafeteria?
If I have time to, I will, but most of the time I don't.
Okay. Yeah, because see, the popular answer with that one is biscuits and gravy, and I would have to agree. It's pretty good. Have you had it?
Yeah, I have. I would
Yeah.
agree with the biscuits and gravy.
Yeah. Um, what's been your most memorable moment this year so far?
I think my most memorable moment was the first fall scrimmage game that I was at when I got hit by pitch at my first at bat. I don't know why.
That's
That's
pretty good.
just that's just the
Well,
most.
that's
That's what
well,
always pops up.
welcome to college baseball, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And last question I got for you: what's your favorite lift and why?
Um, my favorite lift is probably bench press. I've always wanted to be able to bench 225, and I can now, and so I just want to keep working to try to get it as high as I can.
Yeah, I think Jack has done a great job. Jack runs the weightlifting program, and you guys are all. I was in there watching today, and the split squats guys are doing, or the that type of stuff. It was really, really good. All right, so now I've got a few questions for you. All right, you ready? This is
Yep.
called just say what comes up on first thing out of your head when we give you a word. Ready?
Yep.
All right. Wall ball.
Catch it.
All right, good. Snow.
Slippery.
All right, Florida.
Needs to get here.
There you go. And electrical.
My dad.
Your dad. So you're following in your dad's footsteps, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think that's a cool thing to be and a cool place to be. You got anything you want to leave with everybody, or are you ready to get to practice?
So I'm ready to get to practice.
All right. So what we'll do is we'll say goodbye to you and appreciate you being on here tonight. And everybody, like I said, we have one more live show, and then we go to Florida. Next week's going to be kind of different for us. We're going to try to figure out how we can get all our practices in with all the other outside requirements. We may have to actually rent a facility up in Fargo, but we'll see what happens. If anybody has any kind of questions, please let me know right now. I mean, you can drop a question in or a comment in, and we'll take it on air. If not, you can always get a hold of me other ways. If you're related to a player, they know how to get a hold of me. So unless we have anything, it doesn't look like we do. I appreciate everybody being on tonight and watching this, and we hope that everybody has a great week. Stay safe. It's supposed to snow a lot in the area here. I think it gets worse as the further south you go. But hopefully we'll get some decent weather and get the melt started so we can play at home right away. So until next week, appreciate everybody being here. Thanks, and we'll see you then.